the woman discovered something eerie while boarding the plane. The cabin, which should have been packed with people, was strangely occupied by only a few passengers during boarding. It was only when she saw her husband's coffin being loaded into the cargo hold that the woman finally felt at ease. But then, the terrifying events began to unfold. Her daughter had grown quiet ever since they boarded the plane. As the aircraft began to climb into the sky, she comforted her daughter, telling her to rest for a while. But when Kyle opened her eyes, her daughter had vanished from the cabin. She thought her daughter had simply gone to the restroom alone, but after checking several times, she still couldn't find her. Kyle started to feel uneasy. She approached a flight attendant to inquire, only to be told that her daughter had never boarded the plane. Kyle was instantly confused. She and her daughter had clearly boarded together, yet now she was being told she was alone. So Kyle continued searching through the cabin. She scoured almost every corner of the aircraft. When she returned to her seat and saw the toy bear, she knew things couldn't be that simple. But strangely, the nearby passengers also claimed they had never seen her daughter board. At that moment, a flight attendant appeared and helped Kyle make an announcement over the intercom. 10 minutes passed, and there was still no sign of her. Kyle's anxiety peaked. A flight attendant nearby reassured her that the captain would be notified to conduct a search. Helpless, Kyle had no choice but to trust them. But half an hour later, the search still hadn't begun. By now, she was frantic. Yet when she tried asking the surrounding passengers again, the answers remained the same. No one had seen her daughter. Just then, another flight attendant suddenly appeared, and as if hiding something, called away the attendant beside her. Kyle hurried after them, only to learn something even more terrifying.
I'm sorry, but I don't think that she's here. What? Ma'am, we don't have any record of your daughter ever having been on board.
But that simply wasn't possible. After telling the attendant she still had the boarding pass, Kyle rushed back to the cabin to search for it. But no matter how hard she looked, the boarding pass was nowhere to be found. Now, no matter how she tried to explain, the flight attendants only thought she was unwell. Kyle's emotions grew increasingly distraught. She believed her daughter must be in danger. In a panic, she rushed toward the cockpit. But before she could knock on the door more than a few times, she was grabbed from behind by a police officer. Learning that Kyle had an urgent matter, he helped her speak to the captain. Shortly after, the captain was briefed on the situation. He asked Kyle if she had any mental health conditions. Kyle admitted she did have some, but only mild depression, which surely wouldn't be enough to make her hallucinate, right? And the purpose of Kyle's trip was to bring her recently deceased husband home, with his coffin currently in the cargo hold. Though he still had some doubts about Kyle's mental state, the captain felt sympathy for the mother. Soon, a thorough inspection of the cabin began. The flight attendants carefully searched every corner. Faced with such disruptive actions, the passengers grew visibly impatient. Officer Jeff remained close by to prevent Kyle from doing anything rash. And then, Kyle stopped in her tracks. A bearded man seemed familiar. Had she seen him before?
Do I know you from somewhere?
You've walked past me 5 times since we took off.
But even after Kyle pressed him, the bearded man claimed he knew nothing. Another half hour passed, and there was still no progress.